Hello and welcome to DCP Live episode number 281, the totally not late Happy St. Patty's Day edition. Yeah,
Happy St. Patty's Day.
Can
Happy
you believe it? St. Patrick's Day.
I'm wearing green underwear.
Nice. That's, yeah. I should.
Are you drunk though? Because that's an important part.
Getting there.
Working on it. Nice. I didn't get a drink. I should have got a drink. Oh, well.
I should have gotten a drink.
St.
I
Patty's
completely
Day. How are you
forgot.
not going to get a drink?
Yeah.
Because we kept talking about Elden Ring for that's why we're
That's
late.
true.
We talked about Elden Ring for 20 minutes before the show. It's been non-stop talking about how awesome Elden Ring is. By the way, this is a Destiny podcast.
And now I'm doing Elden Ring lore, apparently.
That's
Yeah, we have
Mylan's
signed
rebranding
Mylan
clearly.
Smiling.
We have signed Mylan up to do Elden Ring lore, so keep an eye on
Yeah.
that. guys.
Looking forward to it.
You know, my first videos was Bloodborne lore.
Oh,
I did
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Bloodborne lore with Destiny lore at the same time. And Destiny performed better, so then I just did Destiny lore. But I remember making Bloodborne lore videos and how infuriating it was because I was trying to get footage and I needed it to be sort of good, like when I was facing like a boss or something. That took like 4 hours to get like footage of like one boss.
I can see how that could be difficult. Bloodborne, in particular, I found to be very difficult.
Yeah. And very like hidden. You have to put so much time into like truly understand how the world is pieced together. And then you see like a Reddit post like, oh, if you talk to this person before you get this item, they say this one line that's like
yeah.
means
Here's
X, Y,
the
and Z.
problem that I see with this is that from playing what I have of Elden Ring so far, Bloodborne is tiny. It is
Yeah.
a small slice of how big Elden Ring is. So I could see the lore.
What is Bloodborne? Like a 30-hour experience your first time through?
Yeah, you could beat it in
Ish.
like 20 to 30 hours pretty easily. You know?
So it's like Bloodborne with an extra 100 hours tagged on.
it's just so.
Have you,
it's
do you guys
amazing.
ever watch? It's a Vadi video that does the Dark Souls lore.
I have, yeah.
Is he covering?
Yeah, Watts turned me on to that.
Elden Ring.
There's not a lot there. There's really not.
I think Elden Ring is just so
Probably because
massive.
everyone's
that-
still playing the game.
It's,
Yeah,
it's
and
so
piecing it
massive
together?
and like when you're telling the stories of stuff, you need to piece together so many different things
the
that
full
I
picture.
can imagine it just takes forever.
And first off, you got to
Also,
piece together the entire map.
quest.
And guess what? That map is going to take a long time.
Yeah, right.
It's way bigger than you think.
It keeps getting bigger.
And then it gets way bigger again than you thought.
Oh my
Then
god.
you go underground and you're like,
Then you go underground. You're like, oh, shit. There's maps down here, too.
There's maps in the maps.
Oh man. Well, how
Destiny,
about that
though.
Destiny? Huh?
Destiny this week was topical for Briar's hatred of Crow, probably.
Mm.
You know, I feel like I've got a lot of new friends.
I know, and I hate that. I really do.
Guys, can you catch me up? I'll confess,
right,
I
Miles,
have
take it away.
actually,
Get-
I have
get your
actually only been
popcorn.
playing Elden Ring this week.
That's why we're here, right? If you're in the same boat and you've just been playing Elden Ring, this is your week 4 summary of Season of Risen.
Last
This
night
is
I
the
was like,
podcast you can listen to while you're grinding Elden Ring levels.
yeah. Last night I was literally like, oh man, I really need to play the latest story stuff from Destiny. And then I played Elden Ring until 2 a.m. That's what happened.
So you go
Yes.
to the helm like usual. You get a radio message from Lord Saladin, and he's the whole theme for this season is trying to discover what the Lucent Hive have been doing with the light, and you've been slowly piecing that together. And you know that they're stockpiling the light, and they're trying to do something with it. And part of finding out that information is also in the helm. You have the interrogation, the psionic interrogation area where they've got the Lucent Hive in the tanks, and the Scion is essentially entering their mindscape to, you know, extract information and work out what the plan is. Saladin comes in hot this week and says, we know what the plan is. They're trying to summon Savathun's throne to the moon, specifically at the Scarlet Keep. Like, huh? what to launch an invasion on Earth. So it's a big like D1, like a big circle back to like the whole Hive invasion plan from Destiny 1, where the moon was a launch platform for invading Earth. A bit of a curveball. Like, I don't specifically understand the importance of putting Savathun's throne world on the moon, or like summoning it to like our reality. We know like Oryx did that with the Dreadnought, right? Like his throne world was the Dreadnought, and it was in our reality, and it was super powerful. You know, he wiped out. He had a weapon upon his Dreadnought that like pushed his throne world into our reality, and like just, you know, that's that thing that destroyed all the awoken ships. So, you know, we don't know if there's something similar at Savathun's throne world that's been worked on, or if it has something to do with Imaru, or if it has something to do with like resurrecting Savathun and, you know, launching an invasion that way. But regardless, apparently they're trying to bring Savathun's throne world onto the moon. So you actually have a new PsyOps mission. You go to the moon, you actually see, it's like a chandelier of light. I don't know if you saw it in previous weeks where they have the stockpile of the light on the Cosmodrome. But they have that on the moon with all these like Hive warships coming in, and Keidel's lending her support too. And you get an allied Brachus on your team. It's like it's really cool. He's like stomping
Seeing
everyone.
him
It's like
stomp Thrall is my favorite
Thrall.
thing. Thrall come out of the door and he's just like bang, and everything just dies. It's amazing.
Yeah, and you're like, and they've got a very cool thing where, as you progress through, you actually see Brachus die to 2 ogres, but apparently you can save him, and it is a triumph. So if you can get to him really quick and take out the ogres, you can save like good boy Brachus, and then I think there's a triumph for saving him as well. So that's a nice little touch. Reminds me very much about how Mithrax's whole story, you know, that was something that was a spin-off from.
It was,
Mission in Destiny, where you could save a fallen ally, and that became a whole expansion. It became a whole DLC season of the Splicer from the popularity of Mithrax. So everyone, your sole mission this week is to save Brachus as much as possible. So what happened then? Okay, so of course we stopped the ritual. We stopped the summoning ritual. It's all groovy. You know, we're the Guardian, we're the best thing ever. It gets stopped. The interesting thing during the mission is Crow is meant to be on comms, running like intelligence for us and like running, helping us out, and he's missing. And we're like, where's Crow? Why is he not answering his comms? Whatever, keep pushing forward, get the mission done. We got called back to the helm, and Crow is in the helm. He's on his knees in the psionic like interrogation area. He looks very upset, and there's a dead Scion in the chair. Saladin spawns in and is like, what have you done? He looks at the system. He's like, someone shut down the interrogation thing, and it backfired and killed the Scion. And Saladin's like, you fool. And Crow's like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. I was just doing what I thought was right. And then Saladin's like, Callus going to be pissed. This is like her emissary, her number 1 Scion that was in our care, and you just killed him. If you read the lore tab, it is like super graphic about how when Crow shuts down the system, the Scion's just like brains exploding, like screaming in pain, sending images of like just absolute, in pieces sort of deal, like pain.
Pain. It's pain.
Damn.
Yeah, and Crow's like, oh my God, I didn't think this was going to kill you when I shut this system down. Right? Oh, look at Tefty's eyes, dude. It gets better. So, you have to go on you have to go gather intel then, and this is just like until Keitel arrives, basically. So you just go off and collect intel, and once you do that, you get a cutscene. Keitel arrives in the tower hangar, and you get a cutscene. You enter, and she is pissed.
Very.
And angry. And she says, the Cabal way, a life for a life, and base is essentially
Sounds fair.
steps.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That works.
Yeah. If Brian was that, Brian's like, yep, Ash, yeah, take him away. Take him
Yeah.
away.
He's over there, capped.
Uh-huh. And she goes in essentially to kill Crow, and Zavala charges up his fist and to protect Crow, and Lord Saladin steps in and says, no, take me instead. And Keidel's like, bravery in the face of the danger. I'm not going to take your life, so to speak, but you are now going to be in service to my war council for the rest of your days. And you are now Brachus Forge.
Whoa.
His name's Brachus Forge.
Fucking badass, Brachus Forge.
That's a pretty badass name.
Pretty badass, yeah.
Are they gonna give him new armor?
Does he get a big ass gun?
Yeah.
Well,
Does he get the jetpack missiles thing?
Oh yeah, I want the jetpack.
they may have hinted at something. So after all this happens and Saladin leaves, you go back to the helm and you get like a farewell message from Saladin saying, young wolf, this, that, and the other. And also like, don't worry, I'll be coming back for Iron Banner.
Yeah, he's like, I'm not leaving the Iron Banner. I'm
Yeah,
not.
yeah. So don't get too excited. And Keidel has some ideas. So I don't know if that's like a hint at some different armor, like
It totally
Cabal Iron Banner armor.
It
Like,
totally
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, because it was
Something
very
could
much
become a
so like
Brachus.
she knows that I'm gonna always be here for Iron Banner, and Caitlyn actually has some ideas herself, and I was like, oh,
yeah.
maybe we get some
Okay.
drop pods.
Caitlyn's spin on Iron Banner, huh?
Yeah,
Iron Banner may be the oldest activity in Destiny at this point, so maybe it's time for a refresh, right?
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It could be if it is, it'd be awesome for it to be like an Easter egg with a new game mode, new armor, new weapons, an exotic mission. I don't know, a Cabal themed exotic that's from Iron Banner. I'm not too sure, but it was pretty on the nose. So I think a lot of people went, what does that mean? And then there is a message to Crow from Lord Saladin sort of saying goodbye. And this sort of wraps up this theme that, Saladin was trying to teach a message to Crow about, it's a pretty brutal world. We can't have mercy for our enemies. Otherwise it might harm, the civilians or victims or people you're trying to defend. And, this was a harsh lesson for you to learn. And it obviously backfired. And he leaves for Crow in the helm, the iron axe, and a medallion.
Yeah.
And the medallion was in the Inca block cutscene, which he gave to the girl that grew up to be like a warlord, right? So I think it's sort of almost like passing of the torch. And
Bit of a
Crow
bad
has a
omen
lot of guilt, like just like Saladin had a lot of guilt from the Siva crisis. He was the only survivor, and he had a lot of weight on his shoulders. It's sort of like Crow now has gone through some of the trauma as well, and has been passed on and given the Iron Medallion and the Iron Axe, sort of hopefully just sort of wrap up this whole lesson learnt kind of deal.
Growing pains for Crow.
Yeah, growing pains for Crow.
Yeah.
There you go. That was this week. Absolute banger.
Kind of nuts.
It was a rough week to
Brachus
skip.
Forge.
I should have played it.
Brachus
Goddamn.
Brachus Forge. Guy was like, Brachus Forge.
Yeah.
That's
Gonna sound
awesome.
good.
Yeah,
Gonna
that
sound
sounds really cool. I feel like that's
I was
quite
like,
the upside.
actually, not that bad. She wanted to take a life for a life, but instead we've got a dude in on the war,
The war
council.
council. Yeah.
He's Brachus Forge, and we're getting new Iron Banner stuff.
Did we even know the name of the scion that died?
Actually, this kind of came up good for us, didn't it?
It did, yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of worked
Oh,
out.
unfortunately, Crow is still alive, so that could have worked out better. But
I mean, does it make you nervous though that Crow got a medallion and we heard the story about the kid? Now, like, what if he grows up to go and murder a bunch of guardians because he's like tainted?
Yeah.
You know?
that's so Crow,
Right?
That Crow, such a scamp.
That's some,
So Crow.
that's some Crow right there. Hmm. Yeah, and a
Well,
battle axe. So
I
maybe he'll get Sivified and go kill a bunch of guardians and be like, ugh, should have pulled this weed when I could.
It was a good week. It was a good week.
Very good week.
So,
Wow.
I mean, I did think, isn't it funny how week 1 we just straight up murdered a whole bunch of like Cabal forces, like and
Yeah.
like storming the Savathun's, ship, and Carter was pretty angry, but we got away with it. And then now it's like, no, it's the Cabal way, a life for a life. This is what we do.
The straw that broke the camel's back, so to speak.
Yeah,
It was one
Yeah.
of her top scions that she sent and entrusted.
Yeah.
Yeah, but did we
Yeah.
know who did? Like I said, did we have a name for this scion?
Timmy.
Yeah, Jim Bob.
Jim Bob.
I can't remember.
Jim Bob the
Maybe.
Scion.
Because
I'm not too sure.
we know everybody in the tower, but well, I mean, we kind of know everybody in the tower. But that scion was just some classic scion chilling in there in the chair. Jebediah, that's the name right there.
Obadiah
Yeah.
Scion.
Yeah,
People gave me a lot of legal arguments to why it was completely fine for her to say a life for a life, and we got warned the first time, and it was an emissary, it was an ally that we killed, and it wasn't and Cabal like to die in honor and war and that kind of stuff, and it was all different. But
It does
I
feel
will
different,
say-
though, doesn't it?
it is different. I think one of the things that got me is the way Cardle says, like, a life for a life. It's the Cabal way. She made it sound like it was a very ingrained cultural thing. And, with those sort of sentences, a life for a life, it's not like you pull these caveats on top. You're like, oh, it's like, no, it's a life for a life. Like, that's full stop.
yeah. When it's in the tower, it's a life for a life.
yeah, and it's my emissaries. Only if in the tower, my emissary ally, not in war.
It was in your hands. You killed it. Therefore, life for life. Come on, those are the rules.
Yeah. But I think it is fine. I was half memeing about it, but people got a little bit defensive.
Ah, gotcha.
It's because you have serious lore connoisseurs
Yeah.
Yes.
in your chat, man. That's
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Excuse me, Mom. That's not actually how it works.
You are what you eat, so to speak.
why. Yeah. This is your fault. You could have just been talking about Hardlight and being aggressive, but instead he.
Tucking your lore boner. in the
Jeez, that would have been
pants.
a different path in my life, wouldn't it?
It would have been.
Well, anything else?
So
In
pretty cool.
the-
Iron Banner is here.
You also, I don't know if you've been following along, but the exotic mission for the Dead Messenger, the Vox, was that a Vox Obscura? What's it called? The mission?
Yeah, I think
Vox
that's it.
mission. You actually get new lore every week, which I haven't really been keeping up with, but you got the final like weekly rotation on the new lore, and it's all about Callus and
Oh.
the Scion defectors that tried to kill Zavala in what season was it? Season of Chosen, was it?
Yeah.
So it's
yeah,
like-
it was season chosen.
Yeah. So it's very much like Presage, where you get like these little tad bits of story and lore as you go through.
Yeah.
Strongly hinting at, I think I haven't gone through and analyzed it all yet, but Callus is sided with the pyramid ships now.
So that
Prob-
because that was the mystery, right? Is like who
Yeah.
ordered this hit, and
Yeah.
so now it looks like it's Callus that did it.
I don't know. I need to check whether they've just sided with Callus after trying to make the hit, or if Callus ordered the hit. Chat might know, but I need to go through and have a bit more of a look at it. But it's all about Callus leading an uprising essentially, and being sided with the darkness or the pyramid ships. So
Do we know if he's like actually a disciple at this point?
not specifically, but I feel like
Sure
I mean, it
sounds
looks like
like
that though.
It
Yeah.
sounds
Yeah.
like it,
Smells of disciple, doesn't it?
And I'm a
Yeah.
shadow. I'm a disciple of a disciple. Oh no.
Boy.
Uh-huh.
That's a good point.
Does it mean that
You
Callus
really
has his
sold
own
out,
pyramid?
didn't you?
Yeah, really. Could be bad.
Yeah. Would Callus get his own pyramid at that point, or like a fleet of pyramids if he's a disciple?
Yeah, that's how
Potentially.
it works, right?
Yeah.
They have their own ship. It's like in the
Yeah.
company car. You get the company pyramid.
Yeah, it's the
Yeah.
least
I mean,
Chrysler.
is a pyramid ship an upgrade after the ship that he
Leviathan?
had? Yeah.
It depends
that,
on how
that ship
magical.
was pretty baller.
That was, but
I've-
the pyramid stuff seems like it's got some very interesting tech behind it to
It's a bit
shift.
drab though.
Yeah, but I reckon it would mold. I reckon he could change what it looks
There
like
it is.
inside.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's
Yeah.
filled with purple and gold in there.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
there's
Like a-
all these
Yeah.
black pyramid ships except for this one gold one.
This giant gold one. Who's that?
You're like, oh,
Yeah.
there's Callus again, of course. He
Like,
has
remember
to
the
be
There's
there.
just
vision?
like a big fish mouth on the front of the pyramid, just blop, blop,
Yeah.
blop, blop, just eating planets as it moves along.
Like, remember the vision that we had when we walked into the pyramid for the first time, and then talked to it looked like ourselves, but wasn't that the witness
Yeah.
we were talking to? Like, it was
Yeah.
on like looked like Nessus or something, like a really nice location for that vision. So I imagine, like you said, it's a reflection of whoever's owning the pyramid. It molds itself. Yeah.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, yeah, because we
So
went to
it's
Black
just
Garden.
the giant
it was
bathhouse.
a Black
Yeah, it's all
Garden for
bathhouses,
the yeah, all the Cabal are walking around in their bathrobes again.
Yeah, I mean,
That
what-
raid was fun, man. The Callus raid was so fun because it so reflected like the personality of Callus. Like he had his gardens with his dogs hanging around. He had his entertainment with like the little Olympics going
Yeah,
on.
yeah,
Like
Yeah.
Yeah,
he had
the
like
race,
it's so
yeah.
like in the
And the
bathhouse.
clap,
Like it was so
remember?
fun.
It'd be
Like, oh yeah. Ah, God, I love that raid. The raid was kind of weird, but it was really a cool reflection of the personality of Callus.
Yeah.
It was,
And-
yeah. It was
and-
the first
and you
time we
went-
felt connected to like a raid boss, where it was like he has
Yeah.
personality and we kind of get
Yeah.
who he is and what he's doing.
And he's the first raid boss that we didn't kill. So he's been hanging around all this
Ooh.
time, like that was a turning point in Destiny's story, right? It's like we didn't just like murder the guy that was the
Well, there was
monster of the week, so to speak.
There was actual lore as to why we killed him every week. We had a bunch of copies downstairs.
yeah.
We did.
Oh, that
yeah.
was so fun when you found those robots. Like
Yeah.
after you beat
Yeah.
the raid
Like,
the first
oh.
time, you're like, wait,
And he's
Yeah,
like,
it was
I'm
like
gonna
that plot,
give you
that
riches.
plot twist.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah,
the plot twist of him being a robot. Yeah. So I think, Callus could look like anything now. I think he could be completely transformed by this partnership, and you could give him a pyramid ship, and he could make it look like whatever he wanted to inside. And
Yeah.
I don't think Callus
Still be fine.
changed.
you hear what
Callus
he's saying?
changed the witness. He changed the pyramid ship system. He's like, look, I'm with you. I'm into this whole darkness thing, but bathhouse.
More shiny,
right?
More shiny. Yeah.
More gold.
I'm really into this whole white and gold motif. I love the
Yeah.
black. That's really edgelord. I love it. But
What
for
if,
me,
what if the twist at the end is like we end up joining and we get our own pyramid ship, and that becomes our our own vehicle type of
And
situation?
we say,
Our
screw the
ship's so nice,
traveler. I'm
but-
siding with this guy.
Well, like,
Seems
you know,
fun.
Traveler, everywhere you go, you just cause a bunch of chaos and havoc, and everybody dies. Traveler, we're going with this guy.
Mm-hmm. They're like, Bungie's like, yeah, and customizable spaces, and you just like deck out your pyramid ship, put like
it's like
Animal
apartments.
Crossing or something. Yeah.
Oh, you guys wanted apartments? How about a whole pyramid ship?
It's our salvation.
I don't know if we'll ever join the darkness, right? I think it's a bridge too far, but I could see us as a
We're
group
already
separating
building ice.
from the traveler. Like, whereas the traveler, like we had, the speaker at the beginning of Destiny 1, we had the speaker. The traveler was basically like a god, right? I feel like they're definitely stepping away from that.
Yeah.
Like they're definitely the traveler is maybe not so. I don't know what's the right word, Mylan. Like
we
he's
always
not
thought
as
of it
kind
as malevolent. We always thought as like the traveler
Malevolent, yeah.
being ubiquitous with the light, and it's turning out to be
Yeah.
less. It's the traveler. It's more like the light is always in you, just like the darkness is always in you. You had stasis this whole time, and the traveler just happens to be dropping little nuggets to kindle potential light sources,
Yeah.
Yeah.
for better or worse.
I mean, now we've got another race in Rolk who was visited by the traveler and had their own golden age and was also destroyed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like he's forming a bit of a pan. Like, fool me once, like, shame on you. Fool me twice.
Yeah.
I won't be fooled again.
Yeah. So I think they're gonna. Yeah, I do agree. I think they're gonna do something with the traveler. They have to. I mean, the traveler hasn't even sort of, since waking up again, hasn't really done anything. So there will be, I think, a big story plot around that come Lightfall or beyond.
Mm-hmm. Get our own pyramid ship.
Yeah. Well,
Join the darkness.
Dave's like, yeah, I agree. Pyramid ship. Everybody gets a pyramid ship.
Get my own pyramid ride. It's like that Harry Potter game. You get to customize your own space, and the room of requirements and all that. Yeah. That's what
I don't need all that room. I'll just take a triangle, please.
It's a giant pyramid. Let's see. So yeah, some Iron Banner. Anybody play Iron Banner?
I played Iron Banner.
Yeah, was it good? How was it?
I enjoyed it. I was using the new Raid SMG, which is awesome.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm in love with it. It's really good. So I've been
What's so
using
good
that.
about it, and what's your role?
So I have Perpetual Motion and Frenzy.
Okay.
Okay.
So it's probably a better one for PvP for sure. But it's nice in PvE and feels good in PvP too. But it just shoots super fast. It's one of those SMGs that is very, 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 very fast. But it's also a laser beam. So I mean that's kind of the best of both worlds, is you have a gun that shoots very fast, but it's also incredibly stable and yeah, it's good. I can't wait to be able to craft my own one. That's what I'm excited about.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully tomorrow get some drop.
So
what is it
can
for?
I clarify something? Because
Yeah.
what you can guarantee a red drop on the final encounter, right, by doing the puzzle stuff. Is that correct? Do you know?
Yes. Yeah.
Because that's the only thing I haven't really gone back and looked at. Like I know all the encounters, but I haven't really looked at the puzzles and the chests that you get through as you go through. Because I cheated on you guys, did a raid yesterday, and
Wow.
I got just saying yes, once a week.
Unforgivable.
I know.
Wow.
Well, I mean, you guys are off playing Elden Ring, and I'm sitting here twiddling my thumbs.
Don't bring Elden Ring into this
Like,
discussion.
Sorry.
This is not the Elden Ring podcast. Not the time or the place, Mylan.
Jesus,
Can I-
Mylan. Stay on
When
top.
I play Elden Ring, can I come on the other podcast and talk about Elden Ring?
Yeah, if
Yes.
you're awake. You want to wake up?
You have to.
Oh yeah, you guys do it early, don't you?
Hey, you managed to get up at 10 a.m. You could get up for 1 p.m. Easy peasy.
Easy.
You can just record
so you can-
yourself saying, "Oh my god, this is the greatest game of all time,"
I'm just playing
and
it.
we'll play it,
Mhm.
and then agree with you.
Oh, yeah, nailed it, man. Wow.
That'd be fun,
Yeah.
actually.
Okay.
But
So
so
we
you can
can- you
basically
can-
guarantee 2 red weapons a week because you can pick one from the spoil
The
chest
glaive.
thingy. The spoil glaive.
Like
Yeah.
buy
Spoil
one.
glaive, yeah.
Buy
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
Yeah, you can buy 1 red one a week, and then I guess you get that one once a week.
Right.
The secret chest.
It's cool.
And you
Nice.
need 5 to craft
You
it.
need 5, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm at 2.
So you
Not
got a
bad.
ways to go. That's what you're saying.
Well, if I get 2 SMGs, if RNG blesses me with 1 SMG from the final secret chest thingy, and then I buy 1, and then I also get blessed again in the raid, got it. Easy peasy.
You'll be pretty. Yeah, a couple raids, you'll be done.
you're good as gold. You might as well start planning on that
I
tomorrow.
basically have it.
It does. Honestly, the weapon crafting I think actually goes pretty well with the raid weapons, especially because
Yeah.
they're decent weapons, and there are some really nice rolls on a lot of them. Like the pulse rifle sees really good as well. So it's it does increase your replayability more than I expected with weapon crafting of raid weapons, and it's
Definitely.
nice.
hmm
And it's good that there is a guaranteed way to get it by doing the puzzles, and you can buy them too. So yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it basically makes sure that no matter how bad your RNG is, you can get it in X amount of time, which is really nice.
hmm
Yeah. Yep.
Cool.
What else we got?
This
Cute.
I was just gonna say that there seems to be a lot of grumbles so far with the crafting system. in the
Yeah,
Witcher.
it was-
Bob this week, right?
It is in the TWAB. But yeah, so when Witch Queen first came out, I had a bunch of the trials engrams saved. Some had dropped with a red border, and I was like, "Oh, you can craft trials weapons! That's so exciting!" And then you're like, "Oh, actually, no. It's this very small pool of weapons that you can craft, and the rest of them are the same." So
Mhm.
that was kind of weird because now when things drop with a red border, I'm not like excited about getting the pattern. It's, oh, I'm gonna get more materials, which I'm already full on.
Yeah.
So That takes away some
Okay.
of the excitement of finding the red weapons. And it's just the caps on materials. Like now I'm getting red border weapons. I'm capped, so I just delete them because I'm full. I don't know what to do.
I see. Yeah, I can't bring myself to delete them, and I
Yeah.
can't craft fast enough to reduce my cap.
Yeah.
My vault's getting full of red border weapons.
Yep. That's the problem, is that it was like crafting's gonna help your vault. And then it's like, well,
No.
no, it's actually making it much worse.
And it's mainly to do with the Kappa materials, to be honest.
Mhm.
Yeah, the cap sucks.
Well, they're
Um,
raising that, right? And they're getting
They
rid
are.
of
Yeah.
like the
Do you want to
individual
should we just
kinds of
read that
materials.
part? If
Yeah.
we're
Yeah.
talking about weapon crafting, we
Sure.
just read that part in the TWAB. So there's some other stuff before this in the TWAB, but seeing as we're talking about crafting, we should just go into that. So, they've been saying that they're looking at feedback, and they've also been looking at data of how people are interacting with crafting. And starting next Tuesday, they're increasing the elemental caps from 250 to 1,000, and neutral element it will go
Nice.
from 8,500 to 10,000. So
Okay.
some
Yeah.
big jumps,
Yeah, big jump.
especially
Yeah.
the
Okay.
elemental ones. That's gonna be really nice.
Yeah.
And then next season, they're removing Runeus, Adroit, Mutable, Drowned, and Energetic elements. So there will only be neutral elements.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah. So they
Yeah.
go into their
This is gonna be
reasoning for
way
this
simpler, right?
a little bit, which I thought was really helpful. So our initial goals for these currencies were to sustain the interest in non-crafted weapon drops and to retain the chase of weapons with well-rolled perks in a post-crafting Destiny 2. The desire was the player would continually chase for combinations such as subsistence plus rampage to fuel their crafting progression through deep sight weapon completion. While not the only reasons we're removing the specific currencies, there were 2 design changes pre-launch which made elements ineffectual. We initially had a currency per trait. Now this is initially what we were told, I think, and it kind of changed on release. So, for example, to craft with Rampage, you needed a weapon with Rampage. However, due to technical and usability issues, too many currencies to track, for example, we opted to heavily simplify the element currencies to the handful we shipped at launch. This unfortunately resulted in a decreased interest in chasing a specific trait perk element. Which I agree. I was excited about, you found this pattern for this weapon that you really like. Now you just need to find Rampage. You need to find this very specific thing. And that excited me because as soon as you see something drop, it's got Rampage on it. It's like, yeah,
Yeah.
awesome.
The
Now I
chase.
can craft rampage on something I want. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and with the way it is right now, it's more so like, it's freaking Rudius. I don't know. I guess I'll just pick that one. How many do I have of it? All right, I'll pick it. It's less of a,
Yeah,
that
I'm
perk.
literally just topping up whichever
Yeah.
one has the lowest every time until
Exactly.
they're all maxed out. Then you're
Mhm.
done.
Yeah, exactly. So those are going away. Ascendant alloys, the exotic quality crafting material that can be found through high-end content or purchased from Rahul for a high price, made the remaining condensed elements obsolete. The Ascendant alloy currency was added after we had already condensed the elements and we were unable to resolve the experiential issues between these 2 currencies prior to launch. So it seems like crafting launched in a state that they really didn't envision initially.
Yeah.
They ran into a lot of problems of why they just couldn't end up doing it the way they wanted to,
Yeah.
which is unfortunate.
It shows too. Because
Mm.
that initial impression was excitement, but then it was like, oh, there's a lot of gotchas here with how the crafting system actually works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they've like they said I said earlier, they've been watching player conversation and looking at data. So these are the things that they're looking at. They don't have any specifics to share on the changes they're making, but these are the general things they're looking at. So they're looking to add more player control over deep sight weapon unlocking of weapon patterns. Continuing to monitor deep sight weapon stockpiling, acquisition rates, and progression, as well as resonant alloy acquisition rates and behavior. And they're also discussing feedback about reshaping costs for those who wish to experiment frequently. Because that's the thing, right? It's like you're going to free your vault space because you can take your one weapon and do PvE and then change it into PvP and you just stick with that one weapon. But you can't if it's really expensive. You can't
Yeah.
do that.
Mm.
So yeah, that didn't quite hit the mark with, I think, much of their goals of weapon crafting, really.
Mm-hmm.
It's I haven't really had time to think about this yet, but it feels like they could have been fine with keeping the perk pools, but they just needed to really. It was like an economy issue. It was like it was the cap that was the issue, but now they've sort of nuked that. So the only thing you need is neutral element and what ascendant alloys, right?
Yeah.
Well,
So
that's not
all
happening until next season, right?
Yeah, those are going away next season. They're just bumping up the amounts on Tuesday.
Yeah.
So maybe
So
they'll
all
change their
the-
mind in 2 months or however long.
So all the RNG is just basically in getting a red border. You get a red border, you're gonna get all the crafting materials you need from it, regardless of what's on it.
Yeah.
And then, but you're still gonna be limited by the ascendant alloys, right? That's the bit that's gonna be the
Yeah.
bottleneck, because you can only get them from the campaign replayable missions.
The replayable missions and Rahul. And
Rahul?
I think you can get them from Master Wellspring as well.
And what's the cap on? They're capped too, aren't they?
Probably.
Yeah.
Ascendant shards are capped pretty low.
Or
Yeah,
well, maybe
capped
no
too.
one's ever reached a cap because I want to say 3, but I can't remember. Anyway,
I always find it frustrating when they add like an end game material and then make it just very few spots to
10,
actually
okay.
collect it. Like I get that it's an end game material, but like your players in the end game play in a lot of different locations. Like it should sprinkle in a lot of areas. Like you have
Yeah.
a chance of getting it playing Gambit or Crucible. Like
Even if it's a low drop, if you got it, you go, ooh.
yeah.
Ah.
Mm-hmm.
My wife and I decided to institute a policy in this house that if you're going to bring something in, you have to throw 2 things away or get rid of 2 things. I kind of feel like Bungie needs to institute the same policy with end game currencies. Like, no more unless you get rid of 2.
True.
I don't. Yeah. So I mean,
Do you reckon this is
ultimately,
going to solve? You reckon this is the solution, or do you think it takes too much out of the weapon crafting system?
I think it's really unfortunate because the weapon crafting, like you've got a whole area for it. It's a whole new system. There's new UI. There's new everything for this crafting, and I would love it to be the way that they initially envisioned.
Yeah.
That
same.
sounded really cool, and this is simplifying it even further than the simplification that they did from their initial idea. Feels like
Yeah.
we're stepping further away from their goals.
I don't necessarily mind the simplification of the materials. I do wish that like, what dropped on the roll or what dropped on the weapon that had the red border actually mattered. Like I think that would have been fun for the chase.
Yeah.
Because it's
It would have
watered
brought
down.
excitement, right?
Yeah, that's what Destiny has
Yeah.
a problem with right now is like they made all this loot and the first, leveling experience is exciting to see what's on that stuff. But then after you know what's what, that stuff becomes obsolete really fast. And that's the issue is like crafting, like that journey could have solved quite a bit of that, of getting excited over what the drops were for your crafting experience. But yeah, they removed it or they couldn't do it for whatever technical reason. It's too bad.
I am interested though. Like, I'm hoping this will get excitement in just crafting rather than like hoarding and getting
Yeah.
rid of.
Yeah.
And then I think that will be good, of course.
Yeah, I guess I didn't really think about that either. There's a certain preciousness because of the materials used in the caps. So
Yeah.
obviously
Yeah.
that's influencing a lot of people how they want to interact with it. And
It is, yeah. I haven't really crafted anything outside of quests.
Because you feel like it's precious material, and if you
Yeah,
do
saving
use
it
that
for those 5 SMGs. One
there
weapon.
you
I will
go.
craft.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, not to bag on Bungie, but it is unfortunate that they spent I don't know if they took a whole year, but maybe longer to get crafting right, and it unfortunately missed. So it's a shame.
You can
is-
see
it is
how,
a
like
shame.
on paper, like what they were trying to achieve with it, and it missed.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's something that they can continue to work on. Obviously, crafting, I assume, will be here to stay for a very long time, seeing as they put so much work into it. Maybe eventually we'll get to the way they wanted it to be.
Well,
Let's hope
that's
so.
yeah.
Like, let's hope this is the first step to a system. We've had plenty of those, right? It's like first step was maybe a little shaky, but like eventually they kind of nailed it. There's plenty of systems like that in
Oh
Destiny
yeah,
too.
plenty.
So like, it takes a while
Yeah.
to
That's what I'm
perfect
seeing in
things.
this. Like I could see by the next expansion, the crafting system could be pretty worked out and pretty like, awesome.
The next expansion, so like a year away.
Yeah, I don't expect it to be
Yeah.
in line with where it needs to be by a season or two. I think it's going to take the whole year
Yeah.
of working
Yeah.
out the kinks and the drops and how people interact with it before it's like, oh, now we have a really robust and cool crafting system.
I will say I do super appreciate that they were very open and honest about, hey,
Yes.
this is what we wanted to do. This is what we wanted
Yeah.
to do. And then we physically couldn't make it happen. Because they could have easily just said, all right, crafting's not hitting what you guys want. Here's what we're gonna do. Here's what we've heard. Here's our future changes. So I
When
do
they do stuff
appreciate
like
them doing
that,
that.
like I'm sure they get a ton of heat about it, but like as a player, I'm like, well, okay, they're working on it. They understand. Like I now don't feel the need to be vocal about that complaint anymore because I'm like, okay, they're working on it. Like I
Yeah.
now maybe vocal about suggestions on how to change it, but like it changes the conversation in a more positive way when
Mhm.
they actually talk about it.
Yeah. Plus,
Yeah, absolutely.
you want the game to be awesome. Like you enjoy it, you want it to be
Yeah.
better. So giving good constructive criticism as to what works and doesn't work in the systems is always beneficial. So,
Yeah.
One, it also helps me as a player to understand what their goals were for stuff, because then it just helps me kind of get that straight in my mind where it's like, oh, why did you do this, Bungie? This was a terrible mistake. It's a terrible thing to do. And they explain their goal, and then you're like, oh, okay, I totally see how you've reached
yeah.
that
Yeah.
conclusion.
Now,
So I appreciate
Gambit, on the other hand,
it.
yikes.
Gambit. Man, Bungie could make some really cool, unique modes with all the cool stuff that's in Destiny. You could make a PvEVP stuff that's
Gambit Rift.
super cool. Yes.
Hell yeah.
You kill a
You have to
Brackus.
Oh my
invade, steal a ball, and go back through your thing and
Yes.
dunk it.
Dunk it.
Yeah. Let's do that.
I was talking on stream, like if like the magic wand, if you had like unlimited budget and you could do whatever you want, like what would you want to see in PvP? And I was saying things like, oh, wouldn't it be cool if you had, what was in Halo, Infection, and you had, if you got killed, you spawned in as Thrall, and you could make your own maps. You could have like, you could have Crota totems that you had to race through, and then you have players running at you that are Thrall. Like, oh mate, give us that. Give us some of that goofy
Byron,
game
years
modes.
ago, we used to dream about a Forge mode in Destiny. Can you imagine, like, having access to like being able to place enemies in a strike and like design your own? Like, you couldn't change any geometry. All you could do is like place enemies, place like weapons, like whatever. Oh my god, that'd be so fun.
Yeah.
What if Gambit became more like the Crucible, where it wasn't just a game mode, but it was it encompassed several game modes, right? It was the Crucible isn't just one game
Action
type,
center.
right? What if there was like a classic Gambit, a Gambit where there's several different rules. There's a capture the flag Gambit. There's a what if Gambit wasn't just one solo thing. It was just like there's a bunch of different ways you can play Gambit.
Yeah, I mean,
I think there needs to go on.
I was gonna say Gambit Prime kind of iterated on that a bit, but it needs to be more so, and I hear that.
I think there needs to be more. There needs to be like a PvP season. You put Gambit in there too if you want, where more resources go into objective-based game modes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
because I think that's what it needs.
It definitely needs.
This is also the opinion of someone who doesn't really play a lot of PvP or Gambit. So,
well, you'd play more if it was exciting for you, right?
Well, yeah. Hey, give me like I've also dreamed of like Griffball. Give us Griffball with glaives. I don't know.
Okay,
put a ball in the middle and give everyone glaives. Let's see what happens.
That'd be fun.
I feel like as Destiny has gotten even more interesting in the PvE side of things, I feel like the PvP side, and that includes Gambit, has gotten worse. And as they get further into the power fantasy of being like a true guardian god, like PvP becomes really difficult to balance and make fun.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Like, what do they do? Not make PvE fun so you can have the Crucible fun?
Yeah.
I don't think that's a good
Stuff.
Yeah, I don't think that's good for Destiny either, but
And it almost, sort of like you're saying, it almost feels like a scale. As soon as you get like batshit crazy fun in PvE, PvP like suffers.
it suffers
Because
dramatically.
things become more like unbalanced.
Yeah, and Gambit is largely suffers from the same type of thing. It's like, well, as soon as you have access to all this heavy ammo to be one-shot anything at any given time, then suddenly invasions
it typifies
become
the problem. Like it exemplifies the problem.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know how they honestly would fix that. It is more objective stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
I think it's
from
more
a
the shot
non-PvP
objective
player,
stuff in
like
Gambit.
that goofy, like objective fun modes. Like that's what Bungie was known for, right? Like injecting these like different types of game modes that no one was doing before, like into PvP and having a really strong community that's around that. So
I will say,
what the fuck is a drifter even doing? Like he's been like an absentee parent for
count
years
his
now.
motes. Stockpiling motes and count them, man. What are you talking about? He actually has a really bad.
What's the drifter been up to?
He has a really bad gambling addiction right now. He gambled away the rights to Gambit. That's why it hasn't changed.
Yeah, he lost it in a poker match.
He's like, I'll put Gambit on the table for you, Sabathun.
Has there been any drifter lore?
Not recently that I can remember. No, there's a little bit of new Trials lore with Chayura. I haven't read it yet, but not Drifter. Don't think. So,
Poor Drifter.
Correct.
Yeah. Correct.
Poor Drifter. That guy's a scumbag.
Oh man, his Gambit mode, But with this discussion, I just want to say though, like I think Destiny is in one of the best spots it's ever been. So I definitely would not want to see them pull things back on what they've been doing, both with story, like the lore story, and then also the PvE fantasy is incredible.
Yeah,
like it's freaking awesome. And if that means that PvP and Gambit are going to suffer from that, well, if I have to choose, I'm going to choose that side of it. If they can find a balance somehow to actually fix it, then great. But I don't have those answers.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm with you. Like, I still like hold out hope that somehow we're gonna get the perfect balance between PvE and PvP in this game. I know it's ridiculous to even wish for it, but I like both sides of the game. I enjoy both sides. I want them both to be fun.
I had a good time with Iron Banner this week. It's been a lot of fun.
You're a liar. Why are you just lying to our faces?
Like I love Iron Banner.
How many people are invisible? Were you invisible like the entire time?
No, not the entire time.
That's why Watts was having fun.
No, so this is the truth right here. Okay, people may be upset. I dislike fighting against Titans with permanent overshields more than I dislike fighting against a dude that I can clearly see on my screen.
Wow, you just hate Titans.
He's not on my radar, sure. Like he's not on my radar permanently. But if I'm looking at my screen, I can see the invisible guy because he's not invisible. He's just not normal,
right?
Guardian colored. But man, the Titan overshields are, just constant, and it's the whole team because they put down a barrier, and their whole team, there's just six people just running at you, and I'm like, dear God, it's the whole team of overshield. So a lot of overshields. Yeah, it's a lot of overshield. But no, I totally understand people saying that it's annoying to play against invisible stuff. I totally get it. Lemon Ark's annoying. Overshield's annoying. Sure, invisibility is also annoying.
What's the deal with fusion rifles? I've been hearing a lot of chatter on Twitter.
I actually, I counted how many fusion rifles I saw because people were like, fusion rifle. I think I saw a total of 10 in maybe 7 hours of
that doesn't
playing
seem like
Iron
a lot.
Banner.
Were you getting?
Because
Maybe you weren't dying to them that often. Maybe you're just too good. You know?
maybe it's because I'm
Hmm.
not running in a straight line with a shotgun. I don't know. Possibility.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Maybe.
I can literally hear people typing right now.
No,
I
so
only
there's
have a W key.
there are some fusions that they charge so fast. And that it can be harder to play around for sure. But ultimately shotguns are gonna be the more used thing than a sniper or a fusion, because with a sniper to get a one-shot kill, you have to get a headshot. For a fusion rifle, you have to charge it. Whereas if you're using a shotgun, even if you die 20 times, you can get a kill with a shotgun. So it's gonna be
Yeah.
more popular to use a shotgun. It's gonna be more popular.
Well,
I'm
I
a
need to play
fusion
some.
rifle aficionado personally, so
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
maybe there will be more people using fusion rifles as a Titan with an overshield is sprinting at them with a shotgun. Maybe more people will go, a fusion might be good against
Yeah.
this. As Titans
What
are
was the one in Destiny 1 that was so good? Was it no backup plan? That would, if you switch to it, it would immediately fire.
Plan C.
Plan
Plan
C.
C. You're
No
right.
backup
My
plan is
bad.
the perk.
Oh God.
Yep.
Yeah.
Fuck! I love that gun.
They turned an exotic fusion into a legendary in Destiny 2.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
Plan
I
C.
I
Oh,
like it
God,
when
that was a
Iron
good
Banner's
gun.
around. There's more people playing Crucible, so you get more variety of play styles and
Yeah.
all sorts of stuff. So it's usually the best time to play Crucible is when Iron Banner is around. More people.
Yeah. There you go.
Did we want to take a look at the TWAB?
Yeah, what
Yeah.
else is in TWAB?
Yeah.
TWABing. So they did talk about. Speaking of Iron Banner, we have the sword and also the hand cannon. I did get an unrelenting chain reaction sword, which is very
Ooh.
fun because it's void
Okay.
and it's a spinny sword, so you can
Okay.
hit something with the sword. Chains all
Chain
to everyone.
reaction.
It heals me. Invis
That seems
explosions.
good.
It's
I completely
fun.
forgot about this, and I need to pick up that sword. So I actually have to play.
Yeah, I kind of want that sword.
I need to play for that sword.
I just
It's
finished Elden Ring, so
fun,
I finally released for my duties. I only
As
got one
Briar
ending, though.
loads
There's
up
still a couple
another
Became
more.
an Elden
character, he's
Lord.
like, "Well, I
Yeah.
guess I'll start playing as a monk this time. Go in."
There's like the achievements. You need 3 endings.
And Briar didn't.
When you get
cheat
your
with
Steam
the
Deck,
old,
you
save.
play it on Steam Deck, all right?
I will play it on Steam Deck.
Yeah.
Does volatile rounds, I know it says rounds, does that apply to the swords or does it actually have to be bullets?
No, it applies to the sword.
So you can have chain reaction and volatile rounds. Does that do
That is
double
correct.
explosions?
The explosion. I don't know how many explosions
Never.
are happening, Mylan. All I know is that there's explosions.
Everything's
Things go
explode.
boom.
Things go boom.
Yeah, I definitely want that
Right.
sword.
It's amazing.
That's really
it's
good.
so good. It's so fun. So if you don't like Iron Banner, just play for the sword. It's great.
Yeah.
So
I
good.
gotta say,
You can get a guaranteed sword from the quest. Is that correct?
Yes.
I just work your way through the quest.
Yeah.
Okay.
I gotta say, I really appreciate Void 3.0 over Stasis. Like Stasis was cool,
Yeah.
but man, Void 3.0 has been so cool.
Yeah.
Just
I really
imagine
like
when
it.
we've got all 3 subclasses.
All
Oh
right?
my god. I know.
Yeah.
It's gonna be. I don't know how
Crucible's
I'm
gonna be
gonna choose.
amazing then. Can't wait. Everything's gonna be on fire, invisible, overshielded, and electrified constantly. Oh, and
Yeah.
frozen.
What else do we have? We have
Got
a
a roadmap.
little bit of a roadmap. Yeah, a little
Yeah.
bit.
Oh, right,
You've
man.
been asking
A
for
little
this.
bit. A little bit.
All
So
right.
this week, obviously, is Iron Man and New Psyops. March 22nd, we have Legend Psyops Battleground and Vow of the Disciple challenges start. Are we doing challenges in the raid, guys? Are we doing it?
Yeah.
We're
We're
good.
gamers.
Yeah,
True. Good
gamers.
point.
Void 3.0, easy.
Easy game.
Just be invisible the entire time.
Also true. April 1st, Trials Labs Zone Capture. April 5th, Grandmaster Nightfalls. April 8th, Trials Labs Freelance. April 12th, Iron Banner. April 19th, Vow of Disciple Master Difficulty. Now, I don't know if I'm
Master.
gamer enough for that. It's difficult. I'm going to get
Well,
DPS
if you
checked.
played Destiny as much as you played Elden Ring, we probably would be at level for the Master.
But then you wouldn't be an
Sorry,
Elden
boy.
Lord.
I played Mom, so I'm pretty high level, actually.
As soon as I said that, I was like, I immediately regret my decision.
Maybe if you'd go play Elden Ring, you could make some lore videos, Milo. Jeez. Okay. April 22nd, we have Trials Lab Zone Capture. May 3rd to May 24th, Guardian Games. You know what is the most
Guardian
exciting
Games.
part for a lot of people is they always forget to get the baseball finisher. Guardian Games brings back the baseball finisher.
The baseball
Nice.
finisher.
Oh,
Go get
nice.
it. It's good.
Get it.
May 6th, we have Trials Labs freelance and a community voted map.
Mm.
Cute.
That's fun.
It's
It's
cute.
fun.
Boss dog.
May 10th, Iron Banner. And May 20th, Trials Lab freelance and zone capture.
Whoa.
So is that going to be? Are there going to be 3 playlists for trials that week, or is there going to be? Is it freelance? If
No.
you go into freelance, it's zone capture. But if you play regular trials, it's not zone capture.
If you play regular Trials, I assume it would be zone capture. Just not.
So both there'll be freelance and regular trials, and both will be with zone capture.
I
Okay.
believe so. Yeah.
Interesting. Double
Yeah.
dipping.
So
Double
there we
dipping,
go.
yeah.
Bold move, Bungie.
Also, I think we get a sneak peek at the Guardian Games armor in this
We do.
zoom in enhance.
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 Computer
Enhance.
enhance.
Oh, in that little thumbnail.
Yeah, and the little thing.
Enhance.
I can't really tell.
Siri, enhance this picture.
Can't really tell. What else? There were some hot fixes. Destiny 2 is coming offline next Tuesday for 15 minutes.
They're nerfing the mimic.
There's too many dragons in Destiny 2. They're toning
Yeah.
them down a bit.
Tone down dragons. That's really it. That's pretty much it. Besides, obviously, known issues, blah blah, bada bing.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Bada bing, bada bing.
That's pretty much it.
Cool. Is it time for questions, Brian?
Now,
What? Questions?
I don't know.
What were you saying, Milo?
Mylan's onto something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
no, I was just saying, is the honeymoon period over for Witch Queen? Are we starting to come down?
Not for me, man.
I think-
I'm waiting to dig in.
For me, Witch Queen's been amazing. I've really enjoyed it.
Same.
Yeah, I think the raid was awesome. The campaign was one of the best, if not the best. And Void 3.0 has been just a big success. You know, the crafting has been lackluster in comparison to what I thought it was going to be, but it's okay because I still have a lot of stuff that I haven't done yet in currently on my account. So
No, I'm still definitely enjoying it. Every week I'm looking forward to seeing what's going on with the story. I'm enjoying the battlegrounds. Like the different battlegrounds have been
Yeah, it's been a lot of
cool.
fun.
I've liked them. Yeah, I've liked them a lot. And enemy density, there's tons of enemies. That's
Uh-huh.
always fun. Wellspring, I don't love Wellspring. I could do with some more enemies in Wellspring, to be honest. The beginning when you're on the car, you're just like "Dee, dee, dee." And the other one, you're just standing there while you wait to go to the next part. So Wellspring, I'm not super loving Wellspring. Although it's probably because I'm playing it because I need the red weapon border thingies for the quest. So anytime I like have to play an activity to do this thing that I want to do, I end up loving it a little bit less.
Yeah, the forced
Sure.
completion thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I'm definitely still enjoying Witch Queen.
Are
Lots
we
of
raiding
stuff to do.
tomorrow again?
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
Briar's
Briar's
joining us.
So who do we
Briar's
cut?
like, I started my second playthrough
Wait, can I
Elden
get
Ring.
cut?
I'll see you in 2 weeks.
Briar.
Nice.
Yeah, I want to get my weapon.
Mr. Goodbites has a question.
Briar,
for the
are you
podcast.
not raiding with us?
Wait, is he
Yeah,
not raiding with us?
Briar.
Somebody's giggling.
Briar.
Oh, he's not.
Briar.
I don't know. I'm trying.
There is no try. You will raid. There is only
All
raid.
right.
Try you not.
What time
you
are
shall
we?
raid.
What time are we doing it? I don't even know.
Usually 5 p.m. Pacific, so 8 p.m. East Coast.
Oh, I could easily do that. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, I'll do it.
Do you think we're starting at 5 a.m., Briar? It's like,
I don't know.
Yeah, actually,
Let's go
5 a.m. Raiders,
What's your
man.
son doing? He plays Destiny.
Yeah.
Let's take him to the raid instead.
He's way better than I am. All right, seriously though, question time. Ready?
Let's do
You
it.
ready to go?
Ready.
I'm ready.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
Serious questions only. No joking around.
As I
Mr.
expect.
Goodbite says, if you could magically decide and make this happen, would you prefer Bungie to stick with February early DLC releases going forward, try to get back to fall, or just release whenever it's ready?
Well,
Ooh.
just release whenever it's ready because I want it to be ready. But it depends. It depends. Is it going to be February like this every single year? Because if it is, I would prefer for it to be somewhere else.
June.
So I can-
Yeah, this
Dude.
February was kind of stacked.
Yeah.
That's my biggest issue with Witch Queen this year is too many good games next to it that I really want to play.
Great games.
Yeah, like incredible games. Elden Ring, obviously, but like Horizon Forbidden West, like there's been a lot of really good stuff, and I want to play a lot of Destiny, but I also have to, manage my time. Sucks.
But for real though, when it's ready, like I prefer when it's ready. Like
yeah.
make it awesome. Get it out when you're ready to get it out. And I'll be there to pay for it and play it.
Yeah, they pushed this. What was it? A 3-month delay? 4-month delay? Like Witch Queen got delayed a decent amount of time, and it's become one of the best expansions. 6 months? I don't know. It was a delay.
September,
Definitely a delay. Mm-hmm.
December, January, February. Yeah, 6 months.
Okay, 6
Yeah.
month delay. So it benefited.
I feel like they have the formula now, though, as well. Like I feel like they know what needs to now that the Witch Queen set the probably standard for the big releases. They sort of this is what makes a release now with their big expansions. So with the inclusion, like the legendary mode, like the legendary contest, is that what it was called? I think it's such a huge step forward for gameplay and storytelling that I can't imagine going back from that.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping they can be efficient now and going, this is what a good expansion is.
Yeah, and
And we'll see
hopefully
more of it.
Sony is just chucking billions at them. Just
Literal.
Well, they're already
hire literally
Turn the money
everybody.
faucet on. Just let it go. The hot and the cold tap.
Cash
Just let it
rush.
go.
They just opened their Seattle office. They have a Seattle office now.
Sony does?
Sony
And
does?
And
Sony.
a no, Bungie. Bungie,
Oh, the new
their
one, the new
office is
office.
in Bellevue, and yeah, they have another one in Seattle. Bungie's
Oh.
making
I
moves,
don't
man.
know
They
the
getting
difference
big.
between Bellevue
Yeah,
and
that's
Seattle.
They're
different.
getting big.
Those are two
Yes.
different locations.
I thought Bellevue was like a borough of Seattle.
Yeah, a suburb.
Bellevue is a
thing.
city.
Wow.
Seattle
not
is
I
know
think
that.
you're lying to me.
How far is the travel between Bellevue and Seattle, though?
Like
Good
30
question.
minutes? 20 minutes? 20,
Half
30?
an hour?
Yeah.
That's still in the
Well,
city.
in traffic, it's like 15 hours, so maybe that's why.
No, it's not. Maybe. I don't know. I haven't been.
Have you ever driven
It's,
to another location in Los Angeles in 20 minutes? It's
Oh,
all
man.
Like,
they're called different
was
things,
it
but it's
really
all
close?
LA.
Like,
After 2 p.m., I just
3
don't want
blocks
to leave
away?
my house. It's too much traffic. That was the good part about COVID. Oh, man, no traffic.
Yeah.
so I was so spoiled as like a content creator. I don't have to leave the house like when I don't want to. Like
Yeah,
when it's
true.
school bus time, no, I don't go out.
Oh, yeah.
There's school buses about. It's gonna be traffic.
School
everywhere.
traffic. I don't know.
Get the fuck out of here with that.
Waiting
I've
for-
got a school like at the end of my road, and people wait to pick up their kids, and they just it's no shit. It's 200 meters of cars that block all one side of the road, and to get home, if I ever like happen to go out when school's out, it's like okay, I've got to like go all the way around the block to.
Well,
All
you're
the
going
way
to be
around the
joining
block,
them
Mylan?
soon, Mylan.
Huh?
You're going to be joining them
That's a
soon
good point.
in the
You're
school
gonna be-
traffic.
Actually, it sounds like you could pretty much walk, right?
Yeah, I can walk. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
That's a
when
good
I was looking
situation
at
to be in.
when it was like May 20th trials labs, I was like, I'm gonna have a baby. I'm gonna be back trials. Rest in peace, Smile. Well, it's over. I'm going to play video games. A little bit of a crisis in my head when I saw those dates. Like, this is coming up quick.
Yeah,
It
maybe
is.
you want to play Elden Ring with your wife sooner rather than later.
The Elden Ring done now.
Yeah, you might want to start maybe tonight, Mylan.
Yeah.
After the podcast,
you-
load it up, get started.
Get going on that.
Hugo Rune says, again, serious question. Very
Okay.
serious questions this week. Would you rather travel to an alternate universe where you are 25% happier, richer, and have a better job, but you have to kill the alternate version of you to live their life, or restart your own life with everything you already know about you, but you're born as a random baby anywhere on Earth? Oof, that random baby anywhere on Earth. You
That
could be
random
born in some-
baby thing will
Nah.
put a
Rough
real
places.
spanner in the works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or if I'm 5 years old and I have the brain of me now, maybe I could be a prodigy.
Technically, yeah.
Because you know when you're young and you're good at stuff, people are like, oh, amazing. And then you get older and they're like,
Yeah.
yeah, whatever, we expect that.
Yeah, you're
Yeah, but it's
born
not
in the
gonna
wrong
make a
place. You get
difference.
starved to death
It might
before
make
you're 2
me
years
rich.
old.
I don't know.
You could be born without internet.
You could be
Yeah.
born
Yeah.
somewhere
Or
terrible.
internet.
Yeah.
You
I
can be
don't-
born with cable internet.
I mean, finding
Broadband.
myself would
Oh,
be interesting.
God.
Better
Like,
job. Is it Mylan's job? Do I get Mylan's job? What's the
making
better
lawn
job?
videos.
Yeah.
You could be born someplace infested with crocodiles and kangaroos.
But couldn't you beat yourself in a fight? You're fighting yourself.
Yes, I did it at Elden Ring.
Because I know it's coming. Other Briar's just like whistling Dixie, avoiding school bus traffic, and all of a sudden, wham!
That'd be a sneak
Yeah.
attack. Yeah, I guess it'd be a sneak
Side.
attack, right?
Side
Yeah.
hit.
We wear
Legal?
headphones all day. We have no idea what's
It's
going
true.
on.
Mine are
You-
noise canceling. Somebody could be sneaking up right behind me out right now.
Yeah, but the problem is your current
Here goes
self
Briar.
would
Whoa.
have your current self would have known about this podcast and heard about this, so then always be on the lookout for alternate self trying to kill you for them 25% gains.
Alternate self isn't on a podcast. He has a better job.
But
right, that's how he's making.
this is the lineage.
Yeah,
It's gotta
literally
start
says
somewhere.
has a
My better
job.
job's making NFTs, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Have I told you about my NFTs? We got these beautiful
These nuts?
pictures. These nuts. These nuts NFTs. Basically, I just send you dick pics, and you get to hold on to those.
Trade them with others. Collect all the dicks.
It's a trading card game.
All the dicks.
He's nuts.
Collect all the
On
DCP
the
picks.
back of the stats.
This is a golden idea. God damn.
Not a bad idea.
Sparty for you. Again, very serious question. Briar should read this before the start is discussed. We are sorry. You were right all along. No secretly evil anymore. Oh, I mean, he must be referring to
Crow.
He's referring to Crow.
Crow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's Briar admitting he's wrong?
No.
I believe he just did.
It literally says Briar should read this before the start is discussed. We are sorry. You were right all along.
Yeah, about Crow.
Mm.
I don't know.
But
He
Mylan,
was
okay,
trying.
let's get an expert.
Yeah. Can we?
Is Crow bad?
Us,
I think Bife is asleep.
Here's the thing. He didn't specifically
Never gets
sabotage the tower or like try to kill the Zavala or something like that. He was acting out thinking that this
It
was
was the
inhumane
Maul
to the hive, and he says he didn't know that this was going to kill the Scion. So really he did.
That's what he says.
Well, it's like an adolescent teen breaking your coffee machine that you just bought and be like,
Yeah.
"Ah."
Honestly, that is the biggest vibe that I got was it was Lord Saladin and Zavala are the two dads just being like trying to get their kid out of their teenage son out of trouble because he just did something really bad. And Caitlyn's the cops.
Yeah. And doesn't Zavala like say something like "You've said enough" or like
Yeah.
shushes him or something,
Shushes him,
right?
yeah.
You've
He
done
does.
enough, yeah. And he tries to like say something, and then Brackus Forge walks off with Cardle.
Yeah, they, do. They walk
Marcus
into the
Forge.
sunset.
My God.
Yeah, and Zavala was a bit jealous, just saying. Saladin's like, "I'll go with you."
Yeah. So the subtext on there doesn't sound like Crow was being evil. It sounded like he was
No.
a dummy.
No,
It
yeah,
almost
Horrible
makes me
consequences.
wonder if he's
What's the
trying...
difference between evil and stupid?
Oh, there's a big difference.
Intention. Isn't it?
Intention.
It makes me wonder if Crow, because he knows about Aldrin, if he's like almost trying too hard to not be Aldrin, where it's like, I don't want to delve into any of these like immoral bad things. Like I want to walk the moral path and do what's right, and this is wrong. It makes me wonder if it's forcing him even more to be.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's actually a nice point.
He just accidentally slipped up and killed somebody. Not like Aldrin did.
He unplugged the machine.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, so correct me if I'm wrong. Like he didn't know whether or not it would kill a Scion, right?
No,
Or
he
is
didn't.
that- Yeah, he didn't know. So it
Didn't
wasn't intentional homicide. It was let's stop hurting the hive.
Unintentional
It was
Yeah.
manslaughter.
It
homicide.
was manslaughter.
Yeah, he did, and look, he empathized with the Lucent Hive because he was like, yeah, I was a bad guy too, and that was his whole point was Sabbathin was in my mind and it was painful, so I'm predicting that it's painful to be interrogated by this Scion, so I don't like morally agree with this technique, and I also empathize with the Lucent Hive because I was also a monster, which I think he says this week as well.
Yeah, and that his,
He didn't empathize enough not to kill him in the most painful way imaginable. Though.
He didn't know.
I didn't.
But it's the whole thing with his character. Like he had his his memory was like Expo Malone says his memory was tampered with, and he experienced a lot of pain with all of that. So I think there's a lot of things driving his decision to do stuff. I don't think he's evil.
I think the bigger problem here is that the Cabal provided technology that didn't have fail-safes for someone to yank the cord and suddenly kill the Scion in there. I think
Or
it's
instructions.
or instructions. There was no prompt on here that said people or patients or whatever that are in the simulation currently will die if you terminate this right now. Like,
That's true. It's Caitlin's
that's the
fault.
Cabal's problem for designing that
Yeah.
technology.
I got to imagine the user manual for this thing is pretty fat, and Crow, being an idiot, didn't read it.
They don't have pop-ups, a little screen prompt that says,
Yeah,
if you do this,
Not if you unplug it.
the people in there are actually
Does your
going to die.
computer have a pop-up if you unplug it? Like, don't unplug
No,
me.
it's someone in chat said he initiated the termination shutdown protocol.
Yeah. He was like on the computer, like found the menu to shut it down. So yeah, you're right. There should have been a pop-up.
There should have been, yeah.
Or he ignored it. He saw it.
Well, then we have
Then
intent.
he's evil.
Then we actually have
Yes.
evil intent, but
Then we
that's
have
not what the
intent.
lore says, apparently.
You're just believing what he said.
It's in the
Anyhow.
lore.
Lord Bear says, Briar, when are you going to cover Crisis Core on Retro Slot? Jay has it now. It's time. Love all the shows and thanks for the hard work. So Jay just got Crisis Core for the PSP. Is it a sequel? Watts, you know this, right? It's a sequel, or is it a prequel to?
Isn't it like it's a prequel.
To Final Fantasy VII.
It's a prequel because Cloud basically takes that dude's identity.
Right. Cloud takes Cloud's identity.
Right.
So yeah, it's the prequel.
So it's a PSP game. Is that even
It
retro,
is.
or should that be on Side Quest? Maybe we should all play it and talk about it on Side Quest before Resident Evil Remake, not Resident Evil Remake, Final Fantasy Remake 2 comes out.
Well, I think they're telling the story of Crisis Core in the Final Fantasy VII remake because they introduced
interesting.
the guy that's in Crisis Core.
They did right at the end, right?
They did, yeah. So they
What
might
was his
put it
name?
all
Chuck?
together. Chuck, yeah.
Chuck? What's his name? Chuck?
That's his name. It's Chuck. Definitely Chuck.
Oh.
Definitely his name. It's a really good game. though. Crisis
That's
Core is really
canon. Look up the lore.
Chuck.
Mr. Macalito says, do you think it's retro though? PSP game?
Is PSP retro? I mean, you can't buy a PSP anymore. New, so yeah.
No.
I think it would get classified as retro.
Technically, I think it's retro. Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes me feel old.
You could-
Mr. Macalito says,
Do you consider the 360 games retro?
no, fucking Destiny was on 360.
Yeah,
Is
Destiny
Destiny a
1.
retro game?
True. it's the edge is being blurred right now. Destiny has continued to be updated, but one-off titles on the 360 could be falling in that
All
category
right,
now.
maybe.
Grand Theft Auto 5 was on 360.
Again, it got updated. Brought forward.
And I just say it's not a retro game, though.
Are all the Crash Bandicoots
It's a
retro,
modern
even
game.
though they got a remake?
Crash Bandicoot was PlayStation 1.
Yeah, but it got a remake though. So is it still retro and PS1 even though it got a remake?
I don't know. I don't really feel like PlayStation 1 is
not-
retro, to be honest.
Fire
That's not
only
logic.
thinks that the old consoles are retro.
Yeah. Like
Old.
things that were different significantly in gameplay. All the 3D stuff kind of feels the same.
Now
I think
say
I don't know,
back
anyway.
in my
might be
day.
retro.
Back in my day. Mr. Bacalito says, can we all agree that Crow shall never ever, like never ever, ever, never ever, ever in a million years, nor as long as the sun shines, get a cookie again, nor a cake or buns or pies? I would agree with that. No
You're
sweets
looking
for
at it the
Crow.
wrong way. We literally got Brackus Forge on the War Council because of Crow's actions. Like,
No,
how
that
He's
was
a
because
hero.
Saladin is a stand-up guy. If your kid burns your shed down and you buy a new shed, you don't celebrate having the new shed. You're still mad that your kid burnt the shed down and cost you $10,000.
No. It's like your kid burns a shed down and your brother gets added to the SWAT team police force. He's on the War Council.
Are we sure
You
about
didn't
our
get-
lore guy here? What has he been feeding us?
Lord, you didn't get a
Is
new
anybody
shed.
fact checking this guy?
No, I've been lying the whole time.
The Mohican 9 has 2 questions. So we're going to rapid fire these.
Okay.
What's your favorite flower? And what's the perfect time to wake up?
I've never thought about a favorite flower. Huh.
Favorite? Hey, look, there's a flower called a kangaroo paw, so I'll have that one.
That's
Paw?
nice.
Kangaroo paw?
Kangaroo paw, yeah.
All right. I'll accept that answer. I think that's my favorite flower now. I've never seen one.
Kangaroo paw.
Sounds great.
Kangaroo Jack.
Oh, man.
I'm not
Waking
well
up.
versed in my botany. You know.
Yeah.
No.
I don't think I have a favorite flower.
Whatever Sabathoon's got going on in the throne world, because they look really, really beautiful, and then you get close to them, and they're
Asphodelia.
yeah, they look really beautiful. They look like beautiful things, and you get close, and they're all spiky and mean looking.
Oh,
I
I've actually
like
never looked at
sunflower
them.
seeds, so therefore, by proxy, I
like
also like
sunflowers?
sunflowers. Yeah.
Have you ever seen a sunflower in person?
Yeah.
They're big.
Yeah.
Kind of spooky. See how big they are?
Well, I don't know about spooky.
I've been spooked out by a sunflower because of how big it is.
Was it a haunted sunflower?
No, it's just you're used to flowers being a certain size, and all of a sudden you see a sunflower's like, "Ugh, that thing.
This thing's like 7 foot tall, and
Maybe
is
in
dinner
an
plate?"
alternate universe it could eat me.
Got him.
what's the perfect time to wake up?
When you're well
About
rested.
8.5 hours after I went to bed. Normally.
Did you ever use those like the little apps you have on your phone that monitors how much you're moving and will like have an
Yes.
alarm within a certain time, like when you start to get like restless?
Yes.
Did you find they work or not really?
No, I don't really find it works.
No, neither. From memory anyway.
I find that if I don't get 8 hours of sleep, then I'm tired the next day.
Yeah.
So I don't set an alarm. I just wake up.
I just naturally wake up at this point.
Yeah.
It's usually
I
after
don't
about
know.
7 hours of sleep.
If you can do it naturally too, if you just go to bed at a regular time, you don't have
And
to.
not play Elden Ring until 2 or 3 in the
Yeah,
morning, sometimes
It is the
4
thing,
a.m.
though, Elden.
That's the
Yeah.
thing. I have no self control, so you know.
Yeah.
Dragons ain't gonna slay themselves, man. You know what I'm saying?
No, there's a ton of them.
What I will say though is that no matter what time you go to sleep, if you wake up at the same time every day, it does make you start to feel better. I found. Like if
Yeah,
it just
yeah.
because it keeps your body in a certain rhythm instead
a
of
regular
messing
pattern.
it up. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Clancy 5000 says, in the spirit of Aussie slang, here's a short, cocky, rhyming slang quiz.
Cock.
If I say I'm putting on my whistle, what am I putting on?
All right, prison Cockney man. That's you, Milo.
I don't know though. I'm putting my whistle.
My whistle. I'm gonna go with condom.
Yeah, that sounds good.
We'll go with a jar of pickles.
I don't
Do we
know.
have an answer?
Whistle. Yeah. Do we have
No.
an answer?
No, he didn't send. Oh wait, he did. He did. I'm
Who
sorry.
cares?
He says it's a suit. Number 2 is you're having a bubble mate. What are you having?
A bubble mate?
Okay, this
I'm gonna
person's not
say
Australian because I don't know any of
This
these.
is
Champagne?
Cockney,
Champagne.
Oh, this is Cockney. Oh,
Yeah.
right.
but you should know as a prisoner.
Convict. Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. What was the question again? I was like, okay, now I'm questioning
You're
if I'm
having
actually
a
Australian.
bubble mate.
Having a bubble, mate.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say
There
a
you go,
tantrum.
champagne. Oh.
Yeah, like throwing a
Mm,
fit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fart. A fart.
Throwing a fart. Flatulence.
The answer is a laugh.
Oh, like bubbly, like a bubbly personality, bubble.
Right.
Oh,
having a
okay.
laugh.
Yeah.
Having a laugh.
Give us a butcher's of your bonnet. Barnet. BRNET. What am I demanding?
Give me your opinion.
Drop your drawers.
NFT dick pics.
Send me those sweet DCP branded NFT dick pics.
Y'all got them non-fungibles? You know what I'm saying?
There's definitely no fun in these fungibles. It's a look. It's just a look.
Look.
So not a dick pic. Got
Oh, it could be a look at my dick pic. I'm not gonna rule it out.
it.
Reza says, do you think we could get Twilight classes sometime in the future? Is that the final shape? Twilight classes.
Twilight. What would Twilight
class.
mean?
You get like sparkly skin if you're in the
Vampire
sunshine.
sparkle. Yeah.
You talk
Yeah,
about
vampire
sucking
sparkle.
blood, but you don't actually do it.
Yeah.
Uh,
Always moody teenager type of
That's
stuff.
like the sexy part.
Mhm. You get
Oh, yeah,
mad
yeah.
with wolf dudes.
You're
I feel like we're going to
imprinting
get other
or something?
subclasses, to be honest.
You don't think so?
After Void rework and Solar rework, you had Solar, Void, Stasis.
Can you imagine
Arc.
the balancing nightmare of 6 separate subclasses on 3
I
different
think-
characters would be?
I think
It'll
it's
be a
going
lot.
to be
Another
like a
2.
witness subclass where you can like
Oh.
control planets.
Can I just
and
have the hat
time
with
and-
the
The spew hat.
God, I
Yeah.
would love
Volcano head. Volcano head. Yeah.
Vol-
Yeah, I want
hot
Volcanic.
marshmallows? It makes me hungry every time I
Volcanic
see it.
brain activity.
Blandon McBlanderson says, if you had to get a tattoo on your back of someone's face, whose face would it be? Has to be an IRL person.
an IRL person.
Steve Buscemi
Serious questions tonight.
with the "Hello, my fellow students" pic. You know, says rock band
Yeah.
on his shirt.
Hmm.
What if I got my face tattooed on my back?
That way you could see yourself when you're coming to kill yourself for that 25% gains.
Perfect. I'm always looking. No tigers are attacking
Yeah.
this guy.
I was thinking if I got Marlon Smile, like my email on the back, it'd probably look like Steve-O. I'm like, great.
Oh, that's hard. That's a tough one.
Do you guys have tattoos?
No, I don't have any.
Nobody on the show has tattoos?
I couldn't commit to something that I'd
Yeah.
like for 10 years, a little longer.
That's the thing. I've never seen anything that I'm like, yeah, that is the dopest thing that I definitely want on my body for the rest of my life.
Briar's
know,
gonna
like,
get
I
an
think
Elden
5
Ring
years?
tattoo.
Okay.
I'm gonna get Elden Ring on my ring finger.
You're like, sorry, wife, I'm married to the ring now.
Mhm.
I got some things to say about how my playthrough ended with that game, and I can't wait till you guys finish the game so we can talk about it.
I will
'cause
see you in
shit went
100 more
sideways.
hours.
I made some poor decisions.
Well, you killed everybody.
Apparently he didn't. Said
Apparently
he killed
not.
Turtle Pope, but he
Everything I
didn't
know
kill
about
Turtle Pope.
Briar is a
He
lie.
lied to us. That's a classic Crow move to lie about something. Briar.
Yeah, see, I know what I'm talking about, though.
He's like,
Mhm.
because I'm a liar as well. I get it.
Dummy for Hire says, regarding crafting, once a weapon's been crafted, why can't we use the other world drops of said weapon to level it? The only feasible means to leveling it is switching to the thing right before a playlist activity completes to earn the free percentage. I like that idea, to be honest.
I don't
Infuse
mind having to
weapons
use a
into a
weapon
weapon.
to level it, to be honest, because it does reinforce what perks I do like and don't like. So it is a bit annoying to use it and switch to it, but it makes ownership over the weapon. Like having to use it.
Yeah, I personally haven't mind having to switch to it for a bit. It doesn't take too long. But
I do it in like Battlegrounds or Wellspring, to be honest.
exactly.
It's like,
That's what I do.
Ring of the Dingo says, lore question. With all the info from the Collector's Edition ARG and Dares of Eternity on the Paraverse, what does the mean for the Exo Stranger story arc on her alternate timeline? Is Elsie a disciple there, or does Anna become one?
I can't remember what's in the Dark Timeline book, and apart from one of them going evil. So I guess so, maybe. Could be a disciple in there. I'd have to read it again. I can't remember exactly what's said in the Dark Timeline book, but yeah, sorry. Want me scripts?
Jeff McDonald says, more a comment, but with Saladin being part of the Cabal Empire, are we getting Cabal themed Iron Banner gear?
yes,
That's what we
think
said.
so.
Yeah.
I think so.
Raise your expectations.
Definitely.
Cabal says, first off, if you aren't wearing green, give yourself a pinch and feel shame. Secondly, what's the most Irish thing you've ever done?
I went and watched Riverdance at a concert one time. It's pretty
My
Irish.
choice? Was that your decision?
My mom wanted to go, so we went. Honestly, it was good. It was very good.
Yeah, I don't think I've got. I mean, it's just mostly drinking, but it's also a crossover with being Australian. So it's like, is that really Irish?
Hey Blaze says, asking this again from last week for Mylan, is there a lore reason why our ghost doesn't have a name, while other ghosts have a name that we call them by? Murrow, Finch, Glint, Sundance, etc. I always found it weird that everyone else refers to our ghost as Ghost.
Yeah, I think the original intention is just that. Just like your guardian is the guardian, you're meant to take ownership over your guardian and your ghost, and that's why Bungie hasn't given it a name and a character, because then it doesn't become, then it's not yours anymore. Just like, you know, if you play Master Chief, you're playing as a character in the world that exists already. You're not, yourself. It creates like separation between your character and your ghost, I guess. So
hey Blaze, it's your ghost. You're supposed to give it a name. You're the delinquent one here. I mean, how do you treat your cat? Do you call him cat? Do you call your dog dog? Do you call your baby baby? What are you doing over there, hey Blaze? Give your ghost a name.
Poor dude's been waiting 8 years for a name.
Seriously. Just awful mistreatment, hey Blaze. I'm surprised you admitted that in public.
King Gaslight over here.
Bottle says, this may have been covered. with the final season mission leaving Saladin Man in Keidel's hands, Caitlin with a C, and Sabbath and Dead, maybe, is the next season a hunt for Amaru, Zivu Arath, or New Direction against other disciple of the Witness to understand the real force behind it all?
It's interesting. Like this season, feel like it's wrapped up, and one of the main things is not wrapped up is like Imaru, and that was sort of in the evidence board quests, and that also finishes once you get all your red borders and stuff done, and it doesn't really reveal what's up with Imaru. So I don't know. Yeah, I'm sort of thinking maybe that will be another season.
Maybe.
I'm
Sabathun's gotta come
a little
back.
concerned that they're leaning so hard into the Hive and the Witness and the Pyramid ships. Like, are we going to get any more about like the other races? Like, are the other races going to kind of get left behind? Specifically the Vex. Like, the Vex to me are so interesting.
Yeah, someone brought that up yesterday. Like, what's going on with the Vex? I'm like, yeah, that's a good point. I haven't really thought about them in a
No
while.
idea.
I mean, Beyond Light was very Vexy, so I don't know.
I'm sure it'll tie together. Because
We need to find the Vex person to add to our Avenger squad.
right.
Because we have the Elixni, we have Caitlin.
Yeah, I mean,
We
the whole
have
Mithrax stuff
Finch.
was talking about hacking into the minds and understanding the Vex world better, and right. So you could see them tying something in.
I'm sure there'll be something.
Yeah, it's weird because the Vex were always like the big baddies, really, because they're not really on any side, you know? They're
And evil's
just
so hateful; it hates other evil or whatever.
evil.
Yeah.
They're like, you know, they don't really care. They're not. You can't really negotiate with the Vex, which makes them. At first, they were quite cool, but I don't know if they're maybe a bit stuck with what you do with the. We do with the Vex, you know. They had so much opportunity with the Elixir to like make them allies, and you have this whole Cardle, you know, and the Cabal, and then now we've got the Witness and the Hive, and all that's all fleshed out. It's like
Also,
Vex being Vex.
wouldn't the Witness have gone and like caught a disciple of a Vex form at some point if the Vex were that useful in terms of
You would think the Witness would be interested in the Vex for sure, unless he's just uber powerful and doesn't care enough. Don't know.
J-Rom says, hello all, long-time viewer, first-time caller. You wanted to see Keidel squash the crow like a bug, and then Zavala and Keidel throw down. I know it's not the story arc they're doing, but it would have made better TV. I agree.
I feel like it was pretty cool when he's like, Brackus Forge.
Yeah,
That's
I
cool.
liked it.
What's the downside of that? Like they
I
lose
mean-
him in the tower, so he can't do tower operations, right?
Yeah, he's living his best life right now in opulence, probably.
I
Hanging
feel
out
like
with
it's
Cabal.
just great.
Cabal bathhouses. I mean, he's seen a lot of Cabal bits that he probably didn't see before, but
Stroking the old Cabal tusk, polishing it.
yeah. Yeah. He's got a wall council. It suits him.
Yeah, I just don't know what, like, it doesn't sound, like, to us, it doesn't sound bad. It's like, oh, that's cool. You became a Brackus. Like, what's the punishment?
Well, the thing is, it was sort of like not the full punishment because he showed bravery in the face of death and offered to take his life, which is why it sort of it was a bit of a spin. Like, it was like, okay, we're not going to kill you. You can come work for me sort of deal.
Yeah.
She appreciated the bravery. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And she's like, yeah, that sign kind of sucked anyways. Didn't put a thing in there that said, hey, don't yank the cord. Could kill someone in here. What a dumbass.
Yeah.
She was just looking for an excuse to kill Crow. When that fell through, she's like, well, fuck.
Cardle's huge too when you see in the cutscene. Like,
Yeah.
she's
Oh,
so
yeah.
big.
Yeah.
She a big Cabal.
Zachary Richard says, hello, everyone. What is everyone's favorite James Bond opening theme song? For example, the song Diamonds Are Forever or Skyfall.
Wow.
Like I honestly I don't get past the like the theme song that you know.
Wait, no, that's-
Normally like the credits one with like a Madonna or whoever singing it. I'm just like, come on, can we get the movie going?
Yeah, I can't actually think of all the different
I'm the
things.
same. I'm like, always remember that being really long as a kid. Like, please start the movie, please.
Like it's always got like some abstract like kind of video
Yeah.
art of like half naked girls kind of floating in like
Right.
champagne glasses or something.
Yeah.
Jolly Dick says, doesn't that sound fucking nice? Jolly Dick. Can you guys talk
It's one
about
of the NFTs. One of the names.
one of the collectibles. Yeah.
talk about how the day one raid experience was for you guys this time around? Any advice you would give to people wanting to try it?
Well, there was an interview with Dexerto where Bungie said that they will be doing a legendary campaign again. So if they continue with that theme of legendary campaign for the big once a year thing, do the legendary campaign and you're like basically there. You just need to play a little bit more after that. So to me it seems that Bungie's making day one raiding a lot more accessible for more people.
Yeah. And
Hell of a lot
also, if they end up doing the 48-hour thing, and you could actually plan for 2 healthy days as opposed to 1 unhealthy 24-hour push, that would be really good too. Yeah, I think like if they do the legendary campaign stuff again, it's pretty laid out. Just make sure you get to the light level, and also pick people who are going to be fun to hang out with in stressful situations.
Yeah.
If you have someone who's just like their persuasion is to be an asshole no matter what, and then it can grate on you, and then eventually you end up remembering it as a really bad time
fun.
because it was unfun because someone was screaming and yelling all the time or something like that. So
Yeah.
find some people who would be down for the ride.
Raiding with people and finding your group before raid day, because I think sometimes people find like new groups on raid day and then realize they don't gel together. I think it's if you're thinking you're gonna try to do a day one, try to find your people, find people you like hanging out with, regularly raid with, because that's always gonna make your best experience, because you know each other and you know how to talk with each other and you know how to joke with each other and you can get through stressful stuff. Whereas a lot of people like maybe aren't raiding regularly and like, I need a team, and then like it's a mess,
Yeah. I
When
mean,
you're putting together a raid team, maybe talk about a quitting time as well, like a agreed upon quitting time.
Or your expectations for like what you want to do, so everyone knows. Are we going the full 24 hours, or are we just going to do 12 hours then definitely have a break, or what people's commitments are, because that's something else. If people have different expectations to how much they can commit to a raid race, and I'm 2 hours, I'm done. You're like, no, bro, we got 16 more to go.
So planning, make sure everyone's upfront and honest about the planning. And if you need to find people, like LFGs are still a good place to go and discover if people are good or bad in those situations. Add the good people. Add the people that you enjoyed hanging out with.
Spine says, are you guys looking forward to Tiny Tina's Wonderlands? I know I am.
Yes.
Also, love you guys.
Oh, thank you.
I'm definitely looking forward to it.
I want to play it, but
Elden Ring?
Well, Elden Ring, Ghostwire Tokyo, Strangers of Paradise. The list just keeps going on and on and on and on. It does not end.
For me, this one, I'm definitely excited to play a Borderlands related game. So I usually move that up past other things. Well, one game that came out this week that I've been excited about for years actually is Tunic, and it's on Game Pass, and I want to play that, and apparently people are really enjoying it, and which makes me even more excited to play it. But them dragons, gotta kill them.
Apparently, it's hard too.
Awesome.
What is Tunic?
I've heard it's tough.
What is
Dark Souls crossed with Legend of Zelda. Link to the Past.
It's like an isometric Legend of Zelda with like a polygonal style.
Yeah,
it's been in development for a long time.
So like Dark Souls really mechanics.
Cool. And it's out?
Yeah, it came out on Game Pass.
Yeah, it came out yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a little cute little fox. Oh, he does look like
Yeah.
look like Link.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But he doesn't play like Link. He's got like a dodge roll.
Better get good.
Time to get good at Zelda. Fuck. That was my comfort food. Tanner says, what is your favorite new weapon since the Witch Queen dropped? That could mean a weapon you've had in your vault that you started using, or a new Witch Queen weapon. Mine's definitely the Raid SMG.
Yes.
Talking about the
You're
Raid
damn
SMG.
right. Same. Amazing. I don't want to take it off. Happens very rarely where I find a gun in Destiny and I'm like, I'm happy just using this nonstop forever. So I'm thoroughly enjoying that experience. Oh,
Mine
also
is the
the
glaive.
new Suros sniper. The new Suros
Oh,
sniper
is
is
that
really
good?
Really good. It's got the Suros trait, which makes you have less flinch after you reload, which is very nice on a sniper.
Hmm.
Yeah.
The glaive
Sounds
feels new, and I like new stuff in Destiny. Yeah, I've been having a lot of fun with the glaive.
I can't go past the funnel web, but that's mainly because of volatile rounds. It's just
Yeah.
it's very hard not to run funnel web because everything just explodes and it's a great gun by itself. And you put volatile rounds on it, and then you shooting dragonfly
Yeah.
without headshots.
Yep.
Constantly.
It's pretty nice. I've got the raid grenade launcher with a chain reaction. That's been fun
Mm-hmm.
because it's got the wave. You know, it's a wave frame, so anything that dies to the wave frame explodes with chain reaction.
Yep.
Dreadnought says, does Lightning McQueen from Cars have car insurance or life insurance?
Car insurance.
Yeah.
Yeah, but car
think so.
insurance technically would be life insurance because everyone there is cars, and they also
Mhm.
alive, so it's both.
Checkmate.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, car insurance replaces your car, which is different from life
Yeah.
insurance, which gives you a payout if someone dies. So it's like,
Well,
Life
technically,
doesn't
it's
car
replace your
insurance,
life.
car insurance gives you money for a car. They don't actually replace your car. They give
Yeah.
you the estimated value of what your car was worth.
Yeah, which is kind of like life
Okay.
insurance. The estimated value of what your
Okay,
life
it's the
was
same then.
worth.
so would his
Life
life be
insurance is
worth
actually a
car
better
or
deal
worth
because
life?
you get to decide how much your life was worth. Whereas with car insurance, they tell you your 98 Honda Civic was worth $12.50, even though you've been paying them $300 a month.
So you reckon when they work out what his value is it his life value or his like basic car model value?
It's a good question.
Oh, he is a legendary racer.
Yeah.
I don't know. What's the resale value on race cars, though? Not great, I bet.
What
Unless they have a
resale
lot of
value on one
provenance.
that won a Grand Prix or something?
True.
It's got to
That's
have
probably expensive.
some value, right?
Especially for
Maybe.
Rolk, especially with his museum. You put that in a museum.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's got a Lightning McQueen up in his...
Somewhere in his museum. He's trying to attach a worm to him right now.
The cars have throne worlds.
Jeff says, which Destiny character besides the spider would be the worst to sit beside on a cross-country flight? Eris, probably. Leaking her mascara all over the place.
Probably. Yeah. Just like a pool. It's a pool of darkness just flowing out. I mean, Cardle would take both armrests 100%.
Oh, yeah.
You'd take
Yeah,
the
you're not
whole
winning that
plane.
armrest fight.
Whole car.
Yeah, be squished.
What about just like a Hive Guardian?
Eris is not going to stop talking to you about the fucking hive the whole flight, though. Like, it doesn't matter when you put your headphones on, how much you ignore. She's just going to keep talking.
What if it was Tess Eververse?
Yeah.
She's got money. Maybe we're taking a limo.
That means you're
Yeah, but
probably
she
first
ain't
place
giving
class,
it to
right?
you. She's selling stuff. Oh, would you like this?
She's not riding coach, and she's sitting next to me, so I'm not riding coach.
Or she's too cheap to pay for first class because she's Tess Eververse.
Hmm.
Maybe.
I want to sit
Ronan
next to
OGBO.
Finch.
Bitch.
I want to sit next to Finch.
Yeah.
Imagine all the stories you'd tell. So many cool
Plenty of
stories.
space.
I'm like, where's your guardian? You're seeing as you're in the car. Where'd you leave him? He's in the closet somewhere. Don't worry about
Dead.
I'm
it.
playing around.
He's dead.
Ronan OG80 says, "Can we crush Crow's ghost already?" That's a good idea.
Just snap it out of the
Is it a
air.
milkshake, Watts? Are you drinking a
Mhm.
milkshake?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, what flavor is it?
Green tea.
Green tea milkshake. Never heard
Mhm.
of such a thing.
Delicious.
Now I
it
want
out.
a milkshake.
You've got so many friends now, Briar, that's on the Crow hate train. It's unbelievable.
Do you mean friends or do you mean other intelligent people who can see right from wrong?
I guess that.
That's but this isn't really it's a reason to be annoyed by him because he's being an annoying kid doing dumb stuff, but not
If
a
you
reason to
believe
think he's
inside of the
evil.
story, which I do not.
What if he's
but you-
Savathun?
Next
What if he's
video.
Sam? Next video. Crow
Next
actually Sam.
Atheon's Doggo says, "Who would win a fight, Master Chief or Saint 14?"
Depends. Is it
Yeah.
Master Chief from the new TV series? Because it's definitely not that.
Oh, I haven't seen it yet. Is it bad?
The showrunner
mean,
said
is it out?
they didn't play the game.
Yeah, that's
no.
what I read today. We didn't play the
Yikes.
game. We didn't want it to influence us.
What the
Didn't
fuck?
want to be
Why would
influenced
you-
by the game? Good God. That's a terrible idea.
Yeah. Oof.
Who
Yeah,
says something like
big
that?
oof.
Like, how do you exist on an internet where Henry Cavill is like the most popular person on the internet because all he did was say, "I played the video game. I'm a big fan of the video game. Where'd you play it? I played it on PC." And all of a sudden, he's a goddamn celebrity after he couldn't act his way through a Superman movie.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
How do you
This is
live in
true.
that universe and not understand that? Oh, it's a video game property. Maybe we ought to play the video games.
You want to hear the quote? This is from Variety.
Give us a quote.
We didn't look at the game. We didn't talk about the game. Halo Season 1 showrunner Stephen Kane says of his prep with the game's developer 343. We talked about the characters in the world, so I never felt limited by it being a game.
Disaster.
Same 14. Same 14 would win that
Same
fight.
14 is what I'm saying. Same 14.
Well, Saint 14 also has magical resurrection abilities with a ghost and has
Mhm.
actual space magic. So,
And a Mohawk helmet.
yeah.
That blinds
Now-
people.
Now, Master Chief will be bigger.
Which is unfortunate because then you can't see the Mohawk helmet.
Yeah. Master Chief will be bigger. And that's lore, right? But
That's true.
Yeah. But it doesn't matter because we've killed things a lot taller than us as Guardians.
That is true.
Dot says, "Who would rather eat 15 pounds of crawfish with Patrick or 15 pounds of crow with Briar?"
Ooh. Yuck.
Are you Briar? Is your answer that you would like to eat 15 pounds of crow?
No, I would like to eat 15 pounds of crawfish.
I was good.
I assume we're sharing it. I don't have to eat the entire 15 pounds myself like a psychopath.
I was gonna say. I mean, to me, it sounds like you're okay with cannibalism, which is just a
No.
no. Can we have 15 pounds of Briar with crow instead?
Yeah.
Nice one. That's nice.
Kyle Mitchell says, "Pretty basic question, but always wondered, what's everyone's favorite game
Elden
and
Ring.
why?" Elden Ring is making a strong showing these last few days. What is
Yeah,
let's assume that it's not Elden Ring. It's not Destiny.
but it is.
Yeah.
What is your favorite game?
Probably Neo 2. Love
Wow.
that game. Had so many hours in that game. I have other games that are like nostalgic, like Final Fantasy VIII was a big deal, and Guild Wars 1 was great because I spent a lot of time in that game and played with friends, and that was super cool. But just me like playing a game on my own, the amount of hours I put in, the amount of interest, the amount of things I Googled, et cetera, et cetera. I think Neo 2 was that for me.
I bought that game, the 1 and 2 remaster for the PlayStation 5,
Mm.
and I just need an excuse to like sit down and play it. I'm looking forward to it.
I love it.
If I chose an old school game, it would probably be GoldenEye. If I chose something recent, it was me playing Halo for the first time. I think Halo is a masterpiece. It's one of my favorite games.
Elo
ever.
was fucking crazy first time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mylan, do you remember that time you come out of the library after you've been in there forever fighting the flood, right?
It takes forever.
And you come out and there is a fucking battle happening,
Mhm.
like in this huge snowfield with like
And you driving a
tanks.
tank.
I don't remember it as tanks. There's probably a tank. And the Covenant, and they're just like it feels like the first time I ever like took part in a huge battle with like it felt bigger than just like the main character, you know. It was an outstanding
tank,
game.
and there's multiple wraiths. That's what you know. And then there's flying
Flying around.
banshees. And
No,
stuff.
the tank was populated by humans. Like I just walked out of the library and like this was already happening.
I think.
I feel like I walked up and took the tank.
Well, you probably did. I mean, you remember that game? You could punch the other Marines and just steal their weapon.
Yeah. Well, they had like I can't remember if Combat Evolved gave you the swap option. If it was later,
I can't remember either.
I when I first approached Halo, I didn't realize. Like, I just started killing my Marines to get their weapons, and chat was horrified. Like, what are you doing? I'm like, and then I came to love the Marines, and I was like, I was an absolute psychopath. Like it builds that in you, like to care about these just random NPCs because it throws you into these battles, and they're like,
also,
they're just chatting away. They have all these dialogue lines, all these things they're saying. It's a living, breathing world.
One of them jumps on the back of your warthog and starts firing and yelling like, "I got you!"
Yeah. You can get your sniper down to one shot, and then give one of them a sniper, and then they'll have infinite shots of the sniper.
Take it back.
Amazing.
Reload it for you.
Hey, Miley, you know what game does a really good job at making you feel connected to NPCs?
Elden Ring.
Yes.
Is Elden Ring the answer to every question always?
Yes.
I think for me, like of
Got so much
recent
work.
times, I think Bloodborne would have to be my favorite because it's one of those games that left so much of an impact, and like the music is just insanely good, and like the boss fights with the music happening, like there's some emotions that happen with that game, and then like the expansion topped it off and was incredible. And I've done multiple playthroughs and just the different weapons, and I don't know, I really like
that game is a masterpiece.
It is.
Just so happens to be connected to another game that's a masterpiece.
It's almost like FromSoft made good video games. Strange.
That run poorly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have like a top 5 all time, and it's like a Link to the Past, BioShock, the first Halo, Witcher 3, and I think Elden Ring is getting added to that list.
Mm-hmm.
Just some
It's a good list.
games that were like game changers for me. Like I don't want the game to be over, you know?
Yeah.
You just want to keep playing
list.
it. There's a lot of Crow questions this week.
Too many Crow questions, even for you.
Yeah. Michael Cameron says, "How smart does Briar feel right?" Yeah, that's another Crow question. Tosi says, "Yeah, I think." Okay, the last 4 questions. I'm gonna read them because these are the last 4 questions on the list.
Okay.
Why is Crow the worst? From Garrus the Undying. Shadowhunter says, why does Crow feel more and more like the guy that needs to die during the apocalypse? Dude can't stop screwing up. Michael Cameron says, how smart does Briar feel right now that Crow is abandoning his duties, sabotaging military intelligence operations, and murdering our allies out of pure ignorance, committing treason 3 times over? Going to delete my hunter if this guy gets Cade's job. Toasty says, Briar Rabbit, we all know Crow is actually evil, and this sad boy routine is fake. With the knowledge, do you think he killed the Scion on purpose?
Sad boy routine.
Literally, those were the last 4 questions on the list.
Wow.
Huh.
Okay.
How do you feel about that, Briar?
I mean, look, we'll see.
If it walks like a duck, talks like a duck, tastes like a duck, it's a duck.
Shoot the fucking duck.
If a duck tastes like duck, you shoot it. That's the knowledge imparted to you by Briar Red.
Well, if the duck shot your mentor and best friend,
Why did the duck have a gun?
that's a good question. Who gave that duck a gun?
Probably Briar.
What?
Giving a duck a gun sounds like something you would do, Briar. Just to see what happens.
I don't even know how they hold it in those little web feet.
Yeah.
Can they fire a gun?
Just
I think they get like a little like some sort of holster that's just linked with their brain, so they just sort of shoot like that.
Okay.
Like the Scion.
I think
Yeah.
if you put a gun in front of a duck, it'd be too heavy. It would just fall over. Like the weight ratio is all fucked up. You need to put like some counterweight in the back, some ballast off the tail feathers.
guys, serious question.
Yeah.
Was Duck Hunt
I
the
doubt that.
actual? Was Duck Hunt the actual first-person shooter game? Like the first-person shooter game?
An
Oh.
IRL first-person shooter. I used to love Duck Hunt.
I'm getting serious
Everybody
about it.
loved Duck Hunt. Super fun.
Yeah.
Did you cheat? Did you put the gun right up to the TV?
No,
No,
of course not.
never.
I'm not convinced. You guys convinced? I think he's lying right to my face.
Mate,
See that? He didn't even. He had to look away, like sideways. He like glanced sideways. He's like,
no, because I'm about to tell you
never.
something about Duck Hunt, and I thought, should I tell it or not? But now you're gonna get it. The Nintendo lived at my granddad's place, and it was shared amongst all the grandkids. And I was number 1 Duck Hunter out of everyone because I was the best. I was a sharpshooter.
Is that what your grandpa said?
And I remember there was a neighbor that had a pool, and she was an older lady too, and she just must have just dumped so much chlorine in the pool. You open your eyes and they'll be completely red. And I remember going back to play Duck Hunt and just can't see anything.
Oh man. Well,
Did we solve all
Dude,
the mysteries
yeah.
of the universe?
have we convinced
Once
enough
again-
people to play Elden Ring?
You're welcome.
Go play it. Seriously. The amount of people who are like, I bounced off of every Souls game. I don't know. And then they play it and they're like, I love it. It's my
This game is
favorite
different. Yeah.
I
It's
feel like
still different.
this podcast enthusiasm for Elden Ring has increased since last week.
Because it just
Yeah.
keeps going and it keeps getting better.
I feel like you guys have come back harder
It
than
was-
you did last week.
It was a slow burn for me. When it first started, I was not feeling the departure from the Souls formula, because it is a little bit of a departure, but you realize that it's just amplified so much more. It's massive. The game is incredible. Massive.
Mhm.
Also, I cheesed a couple bosses with poison.
Of course you
I
do.
haven't
You're
been
the
so
cheese
bright.
master.
Like
Cheese master.
I haven't been looking forward to a game's future so much since Anthem. Like I really think there's something special.
Wow. Anthem and Gambit. 2 greats, right?
Anthem and Gambit right up there.
Gambiteers rise up. All right, that is the episode 281 of DCP Live. Thank you very much for tuning in and hanging out. Shout out to our Patreon members and our Twitch subs for supporting the shows. And make sure you get your cheeks out there and play some Gambit before you kill them dragons in Elden Ring. All right,
Yeah. Gambit
Uh,
first.
What do you mean
must-
Anthem was
Gambit
canceled?
first.
You must eat your dinner before you have your dessert. Okay.
Clean your Gambit plate before you go and kill your dessert monsters. All right.
Mhm.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.
Thanks, everybody.
Super Scope
Bye-bye.
sucked.
Bye.
Bye.